Degloirespace signing in. Situations, when they happen to you, they tell you something about yourself. And today the question that we want to know is, do you give up? There are things in life that are straightforward. You go for something, go through the process, and you get it. And there are things that are definitely not straightforward. You go through it, you try, and you keep failing every time something new happens. And you're like, where did that come from? How come this thing didn't appear before? And it wears you out. You think, last time I failed, this time I'm failing. Where's the end of this? You could have a dream, something you want to achieve, something you want to change. The things that you want to change, sometimes you'll relapse. And when you relapse, you feel like, is it even worth it? Every time I get this far, I've had a good run, maybe 10 days in a row where I didn't relapse. And then I fell. And it tires you out. Or it could be the goal that you want to achieve. You're going for that goal, you're going for it. Could be you want to start a business and things just don't add up. Things just don't go your way. You can't seem to get momentum. You give yourself a time period. Inside you, you don't want that time period, but you give yourself a time period. You say to yourself, look, I should be able to do something with my life. I should be able to get to that. And then it just doesn't happen. Do you give up? And if you don't give up, when do you give up? Because you can extrapolate this to anything. You could say to yourself, oh, I'm in a relationship and it doesn't seem to be working. Do I give up? So what to do? Not everything you can give up in the same way. Example, if it's a relationship, it's dependent on somebody else. You need to be realistic when you're dealing with somebody else. What if you're asking something that can't be achieved? What if you're asking something that that person cannot be? In that scenario, you're the one in the wrong, because you're asking them to be something they're not. You're asking them something that they are not capable of. And here, if you give up on them, you got to remember, sometimes giving up means that that person's not in your life anymore. And you've got to ask yourself, does this person fit in there or they don't fit in there? However, when it is a goal that you want to achieve and you keep failing, or you're not getting any real returns, the failures that you make, they tell you how badly you want this thing. They tell you a lot about you. The easiest solution is to not change. Once you have settled in a particular lifestyle, it seems like everything around you kind of like, confirms it, affirms it, and you're just smooth sailing from there. And a change is gonna disrupt all of that. Now, the big point we gotta make is, once you settle into something, it's not just your body settling in, it's your mind and the way it interprets things. And this is where the idea of giving up really needs, that's how we go deep into this. And if you are the type of person who likes to go deeper into your life, you believe your life is got a deep dimension to it, this is the place for you. Subscribe. Now, you're living a particular way and you want to change. The failures that you face, those are the changes being made. You got to think of them like you're a little baby who's taken steps, and you're gonna take a step, fall over. Some days you're not gonna feel like taking a step. It's a stress. Why do I need to get up? I can crawl everywhere. You start building small habits, but that doesn't mean you're not gonna fail. You will. So that's gonna be the first question you're gonna ask yourself. Okay, I'm failing, but am I failing because I'm learning something new? Am I failing because I'm resisting to learn something new? Why am I failing? You can't just say, oh, I'm failing, I'll give up. There are reasons behind why you fail. You might say, I've done everything right and I'm still failing. Okay, you've done everything right. But could it be that you're failing because you're doing everything right, but your mindset's not there yet? So the failure is just your mentality testing you and saying to you, hey, are you willing to give this all it takes? Especially if it's a big change. This is bound to happen. A lot of times when we give up, it's the resistance to change. Other times, it is that thing is difficult. And we're not achieving any quick rewards. So there we have something we call delay gratification. In those scenarios, it is very important for you to identify small wins, because you might be down that path for a long time before you're noticed, before you make gains. But I guarantee you, there must be some little wins there. The little wins could be skills that you have now attained. They could be small impressions you've made somewhere. Whatever they be, you need to develop a vision to try to see that half cup filled rather than the half cup empty. Especially if you don't want to give up, especially if that thing is a big dream of yours. That mentality where you start seeing the cup half filled, that's going to be a valuable tool. And you need to be careful also at the same time. Are you feeling that you're failing because of people around you? They are telling you you're wasting your time. They're telling you those things. Is that another reason that you might feel that you're failing? The steps to change, and I'm going to say change. I'm not even going to say the word succeed, because succeeding is a very subjective thing. You might find somebody who has what you want, but they don't feel that they are succeeding. You might find somebody who doesn't have what you want and they feel successful. It's very subjective. Rather, the more important thing is change. Are you changing to the goal, to the desired outcome? Are you getting closer? And have a system that you can evaluate this. You need to have little goals that you set up on the side. It shouldn't be, this is where I am, this is where I need to be. If that's the case, you're playing the game on very hard level. You need to give yourself, okay, this is where I am now. My first flag is gonna be here. Second flag is there. Breaking your massive journey into little steps, saying, okay, the first bit is where I find some water. The second bit is where I meet this person along the way. And this is where the more you have those little checkpoints, the big image starts to come together. When you have a dream, very rarely is that dream going to be straightforward. Giving up cannot be an option. Degloirespace signing out.